Hey guys, Nate here with the Volunteer Tech Vlog on the Live Sound 101 YouTube channel, and I'm just playing around with a new camera angle. I'm thinking this time of year when I record these videos in the car, there's a lot of sunlight coming through the back window, and it completely washes out the picture, and then you can't really see my face talking. So I was thinking, is there any way I could capture myself talking and driving in the car from up higher? So I put my phone up in my sunglass holder that kind of pops down from the roof of the car, from the ceiling of the car. And right now my phone is just kind of resting in there. But as soon as I start driving down the road, it's going to be bouncing and shaking and doing all that. So it's not really a good solution for now to drive. But if I don't know, came up with some sort of special mounting device to put inside the sunglasses holder, and I can just pop that down and snap my phone into it, that might work. Thing is, I need to secure it real tight to the roof, or to somewhere up there. So anyway, just playing around with this new camera angle. But in this video, I want to talk about my test call I had with Dave Dolphin yesterday. So we did a test call. I had him call in from Oklahoma, and we were just testing out the technology to kind of see how I could get maybe another voice to come onto the Live Sound 101 channel and the Volunteer Tech Vlog. So if I wanted to interview somebody to get their thoughts on something, because this channel's a lot of me talking, figure every once in a while, what if I had somebody else come on and I hear from them? And so we just had a test call where we tried different things. And so I want to talk about that in this video. And maybe I'll even show you a sneak peek about some of the results of our testing and troubleshooting and just trying new things and experimenting. I think it's pretty cool what you can do these days. So I want to talk about what we did, how we did it, and maybe show you a little sample clip of kind of what I'm thinking. So stay tuned. Oh, that's better. Back to my normal viewing angle here. I feel like this is a better shot when there's enough light, or when the light is right. But I'm not going to sweat it too much. I'm just experimenting with different camera angles. So I wanted to try that spot with my phone up there. I think it might be interesting. Might be interesting to get well, I guess it would be interesting to get like one of them 180 degree cameras where you could kind of mount it like almost like a GoPro type of deal. Because what's going to happen is, as soon as I turn this corner up here, that sun is bright, and it's going to be coming in that back window. But anyway, yeah, so let's talk about the setup for having guests call in. Because if you're watching this video, so there's like a handful of people that watch these videos, and some of them I know who they are because they comment frequently. So I'm starting to, recognize like Josh and S. Ewing and Dave. Actually, yeah, I met Dave really through kind of going back and forth and stuff like that. And I actually heard him on the Church Tech Weekly podcast, and then reached out to him and followed him on Twitter and just kind of introduced myself, and then ever since then we just kind of been going back and forth. There are, all that to say, there's a handful of people that watch, and of those handful of people that watch these videos, I know a couple of them, and then some of them are just kind of lurkers in the background. Like most people on YouTube just kind of lurk around in the background, and they watch something and they don't necessarily react to it or comment or anything, so which is fine. You don't have to comment. You can just watch these videos and listen, and that's kind of the whole point. But if you want to get involved, what I'm getting at here is I am working on a way to have guests join the vlog, and I think my first guest to join the vlog is going to be Dave. And yesterday we did a round of testing. So we just set up a call, and I set it up through this software called Zoom, Zoom, Zoom.us. and it's one of those freemium video collaboration tools out there, similar to a Skype or Google Hangout. But what I've found is that the quality and the reliability, the stability of the call seems to be better with Zoom. Just seems to be a better tool. So like I've used that. I've switched over to using Zoom when I do the AV Shop Talk podcast, and I produce that. Normally I'll invite people on through Zoom because I've just had better luck with that. See, now you got the sun starting to come through the back there, but it's not too bad. So anyway, we set up the Zoom call. Dave joined from his location there, and we were trying to accomplish a few things. So I had joined the call from two computers, from my laptop and my iMac. And right now my iMac is like my podcasting station. So that's got a 12-channel outboard mixer connected to it. So the vintage 2009 iMacs had these crazy things called a line input and a line output. I mean, it really was revolutionary when computers had these things called ports, where you could actually plug, an audio cable in and out. For some reason, we've moved away from that, but I really love my vintage 2009 iMac because it has a line in and a line out. So I can hook my 12-channel mixer up to this thing, and I can route signal all kinds of different ways. So I can set up a Zoom call, and I just set the Zoom in the input settings. I set the input and output to line in and line out. So I go into my mixer, so I can choose what Dave Dolphin hears and how he hears me, and then I can take the signal coming from him and send it to aux2, and then I can send aux2 to my phone here, just like I'm recording right now. So I basically have Dave's signal coming through the mixer, going to aux2, coming to my phone, and then I've got a high quality microphone that I'm talking to that's just outside of the shot, so you can't see it. Excuse me. And it's like a beta, I think it's a beta, Shure Beta 87, and I've got that going to the mixer, and that's going also to aux2. So I'm creating a live mix there of Dave's voice and my voice, and sending it directly to my phone, and then I'm pressing record on my phone, and my phone is set up on a little tripod with a special mount so it can just grab onto it. And then I hit record there, and the audio is the highest quality it's going to be, and it's recording right to my phone. Now, the other interesting thing is I've got a display up behind me in this shot, and one of the computers, my laptop, which I'm joining the call from, I can also join the Zoom call from that laptop. So I join the Zoom call, and in that session of Zoom, I say, you know what? I only ever want to see Dave's face. So I select Dave's face, and I put it big screen up behind me. So I've got that cool picture-in-picture, like live picture-in-picture kind of thing going on, where I'm talking and Dave's talking, and it looks as though he's behind me in the shot, but I'm also looking at another screen where he's in front of me. Now, let's talk about how I get the signal over there, because that's the other thing. I don't think I even told Dave about this. So I get the signal, the HDMI signal from my laptop sent behind me over a product that does wireless HDMI. So it's called, it's by Peerless AV, and it's called the HD Flow. Now, that HD Flow, I believe, has been discontinued, or now they've rebranded as the Peer Air Pro. But it's a pretty nifty little box, and you can send HDMI signals up to, I believe, 100 feet, 130 feet wirelessly. You can send component signals wirelessly, VGA signals wirelessly. I think it does composite. I don't know if it does S-video, but probably not too many people looking to do like wireless S-video these days. But anyway, it's got a bunch of different types of signals you can plug into the transmitter, and then a bunch of signals you can plug into the receiver. So I got the receiver back there behind me getting that signal. So that's how you're seeing Dave, and that would be just enough by itself to get the high quality audio going to the record device, which is my phone, And then you got Dave behind me, so you can see him talking over my shoulder in Oklahoma. But then we upped the ante a little bit, and Zoom has this built-in feature where not only am I showing his face up there and I selected him and showing him on the big screen, I can just click record, and it will also record that same feed that's over my shoulder. And it will do that all within the software. And when you end the call, you get this dialog box that comes up saying processing recording. So it's capturing this recording, and it's recording locally to your hard drive. Or you can record remotely to the cloud and just download the file later. So now, after the call ends, I've got a nice video of me talking with high quality audio from the mixer, and I've got Dave talking in Oklahoma over my shoulder in that 40-inch panel behind me. And now I've also got a local recording on my computer that's just Dave, without any, that's just a tight shot of Dave. So now I can take that tight shot of Dave, bring it in, download it to my phone, or transfer it to my phone over USB. I can use the track that I recorded with high quality audio. It's kind of like the master time code. That's like the A roll. And then I can do B roll, which is a tight shot of Dave's face, and I can switch back and forth to that shot. And all I'm ever using is essentially, the iMac, the laptop, the 12 channel outboard Mackie mixer, some interesting adapter cables to get the audio to go into my phone, and some free software for video collaboration called Zoom. And I do all the video production on my phone with a program called Power Director, which I paid like $6 for, which has been the best $6 ever spent if you're into YouTube or vlogging. It's an awesome workflow. So the workflow would allow me to basically just send an invite to somebody and say, hey, join me in this Zoom thing. They do a couple clicks, download the exe file, join the call, and to them, it's almost like, for somebody on the far end, it's almost like they're just joining through another version of Skype. It's essentially, everybody's pretty much familiar with Skype. But it's not that hard for them to join. They don't have to do a lot of technical things. Basically, all I have to tell them is use your best quality microphone and use some headphones so we don't get any echo or delay. We want to do that echo cancellation. And when you've got when you don't use headphones, there's the video calls can be susceptible to echo, and that is not good to listen to. Now, I of course came to the realization of how easy it would be for the end user only after I put Dave through all kinds of subjected him to all kinds of things. But I think he likes doing that kind of stuff anyway, so I don't think he minded. So he is a really good sport. And why don't I just cut to an example of some of what I'm talking about, so you can kind of see where I'm going here.
Is that like a secondary shot for you, or are you?
Yeah, that's like almost like a scratch video. That's just for you to kind of see the whole room, okay, and what's going on. So I'm joining this same call from two computers.
Got it. See, I can see that. On the
All right, so that's basically what I'm looking to do there. You can kind of see the shot that I'm going for, and this is going to allow me to have guests on the show. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, and you've got some thoughts and you'd like to respond to something I've said, or maybe I missed something or said something wrong, or you wanted to add on to something, let me know. Reach out to me, Nate@livesound101.com, and probably exchange a few emails. And if you're interested in joining, let me know. But I think for now, I'm going to have Dave come on at some point in the future, and we'll talk about something that I think would be good to talk about, or he thinks will be good to talk about. So it'll be a good thing. So that's a little update on the vlog, or on the what we've been experimenting with, what I've been experimenting with. And from a signal flow standpoint, this was a fun little project because it really got me to think about, okay, what's going to work? Can I sync this up with, how am I going to get this to sync up? Like, I didn't know if I'd be able to get the audio to sync up properly because I'm just doing the editing on my phone. And turns out it kind of worked. So we're gonna move forward with it. The only other thing I didn't really talk about, so I pretty much talked about the whole signal flow from start to finish. I think the only thing I didn't really talk about is setting the line and input and output levels in the iMac. So generally, when I open up my if I drill down, so after I select line in and line out as the primary input output, the only other setting that I worry about there is I pretty much keep the line in set to like 75% and the line out set to like 75%. I just leave, I don't put it up all the way to the max. And that's just so I have a little bit of wiggle room and I'm kind of in the right ballpark. That's been my approach. And then on the mixer, now I got to mix on the aux 2 Dave's far end vocal with or speech with my local speech. And what I found was all things equal, with the gain structure set the way it is now, I want to put my aux 2 to kind of 12 o'clock straight up and down. And that works for the way I've got my mixer configured right now. And basically, it's set up to record me for the podcast, so I'm not changing that a whole lot. It's pretty much dialed in. So it's one of those things where you kind of set it and forget it. And it's a little bit of work, a little bit of testing to make sure it sounds right. But now that I think I've got it sounding right, it's going to be one of those things where it's a no-brainer. I don't have to think about it anymore. I can just set up a Zoom call, dial in the far end. I don't think I even mentioned the monitor path. So I don't think I mentioned the fact that I've also got a headphone mix, so I can hear the same audio that's going to my phone. It's a little tricky though, because when you're the one talking, your voice is kind of impacted by the fact that your mouth is situated between your two ears. So it's actually quite challenging to mix you and the far end and try to get a good balance and make sure it's equal when you're the one who's the talent. It's one of those like odd things where podcasters, I think this is why podcasters do run into problems sometimes, because if you're sitting in an isolated room and you've got a Nate feed and a Dave feed and you're balancing the two, it's not all that hard to just get them mixed well so they're at the same relative levels. But if you're the one talking and you're trying to mix yourself talking with somebody else, the fact that your mouth, is where it is, makes it affects how you hear things, and especially if you've got like earbuds in or something. So that's something to think about. But with that, I think that's enough for this video. So this was an experimentation session with Zoom, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it interesting. If you got any thoughts for me, please don't hesitate to reach out. My name is Nate. This is the Volunteer Tech Vlog on the Live Sound 101 YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.